Looks like a motorbike.
Oh, it's a scooter.
Scooter.
We had good news. We visited the other guy that's got a Tigress, which is really good. I didn't film that stuff, but definitely had a look around. Critique his bike up and down and left and right and everything. So I've got a few good tips about working on my one and where things go, which is really, really exciting. Looking at this one, there's a few things that are a bit different. His exhaust was quite different than mine. He's pretty confident his is correct, so this one may not be correct, but it looks fairly okay. Anyway, we'll keep it there for now. So they've got a little bracket that attaches to here. So it sort of clamps on there, and then it's got a little slot there that they slide into and clamp into. I'm going to get new spark plug leads and just get the whole new lead done, because the caps on these are not very good. I don't know really what they sort of attach to. We talked about being wary of cracks in here. He said he had quite a few cracks in his frame. I don't really see much here. I don't see any cracks, which is a good sign. Mine look pretty good. We talked about timing and how to time it properly. Really, the way to time it properly is to get valve cover off, take spark plugs out so we can see the cylinder going up and down, and so we can find where top dead center is when these guys are closed, so we know it's at top dead center, and then we can look in here where this should just be almost about to open, and we know it's going to fire at that exact point, and we can just rock that a couple of degrees, 5 degrees the manual says, and that should be firing that perfectly. I don't know how I didn't see it before, but that's our filler cap for the chain lubrication. The fueling here basically comes, we bend this down and it comes into there. Gotta be careful with the carb because there's a lot of hot air around it basically, and if you're not careful you can end up cooking stuff. I'll put on these guys and we'll get those onto the frame, and we can start looking at doing some timing stuff. That'll be good to get that going. I also don't think my shock there is factory, but we'll see about that anyway. So I've got these guys to put on. One side smaller than the other. I've measured in the frame is the smaller circle, so probably goes on just like that. Still there. I mean, that's real yuck in there, isn't it? So this should be able to just go on like this. Easy to take out both spark plugs. This side's rocker gear is staying still and this side's moving. The cylinder is at the top, so we're at TDC on this side. But that obviously means this is under exhaust and this one's under compression, is ready to ignite. The thing I want to check is the gap. Now this gap was 0.35 to 0.4 millimeters. I'm going to gap it to 0.35 millimeters because I mean obviously we need to do gap first and then we'll see where the timing falls. That can move to wherever it needs to move. Just before I confirm timing and things like that, I might just put the exhaust on properly because at the moment it's quite loose. Because it's got to be done at some point, and then I know it's not going to just fall off on my face. The threads need tidying up. I need to find some nuts for it, but hopefully that shouldn't be too bad. That's about as good as we're going to get that. We definitely need to get more of these nuts. So I've got this on full retard, which is good. So that means that this should be firing as late as possible. I've got it at top dead center for this cylinder. You can see my markings here is where top dead center should be, but this is where it's actually firing. Now these fins are about 11 degrees each. So if we count them, we've got one fin, two fins. So we're 22 degrees off. And I know that because if I spin this back just a little bit and then spin it forward a little bit, you can see it's sparking around there. So if we bring that up until we get there, again, we're 22 degrees off, and that should only be 5 degrees. So that means we need to move it by 17 degrees. Over here, we're already, like you can see where the screw hole is here, we're already at the maximum. If we turn it around, we should be further off. So if I take this out, whoosh that around a bit, hopefully I don't electrocute myself. So now, you see, no spark where we are, but if we rock it back even further, we're getting spark here. Now here is all the way back here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 55 degrees out, which isn't great. That leads me to believe we're still not advanced enough. And we can't turn this around anymore. So that leads me to believe that our cam is in the wrong place. The only thing that's left is to change the angle of the cam. So if we set that in the middle, because then we'll have some play further down the line, we should be further back. It's firing about there. So we're 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're 44 degrees off. We need to rotate this by about 45 degrees clockwise. So after consulting with the book, the service sheet, or otherwise known as the Bible, service sheet 1004 says the auto advance unit can be taken off by slackening off the bolt, tapping it sideways to release it from the tapered shaft. So if we slacken that off and then tap it sideways, oh, look at that. Wow, they do know something after all. So now that that's out of there, we can actually see that that can just be twisted around. Let me move that. See there. So we can see in the middle here, slightly out, but that is when it starts opening. If I put this in the right spot, probably about there, that's where we want this to be just opening. And that is just about open, bang on halfway, which is quite good. Stick that on in that position. We have our spark here, just sitting out. And these are the timings. So we wanted it firing about here. It's probably firing a little bit late. It's firing dead on, top dead center. So you can see fires about there. That seems pretty good though. So we'll pop all this stuff back on. You see a cylinder comes up and then it fires directly on top of that. Big explosion when the cylinder's at the top and wanting to move down should make it move down. And hopefully that gives us some horsepower to go forwards. That seems like a good thing. We'll pop the top back on, we'll put our lightning rods in, we'll see if we got action. Try and give that a go. Something might happen. I do like it when things happen. I don't think we've really got much fuel left. It felt like it almost was firing back at me. through there. We got a little bit. Woohoo! Got it firing. That sounds sick. So I'm dead happy with that one. Fired up, not for long. I can't rev it because I am missing a throttle cable here, but it works. So with that done, it's time to start making it look like a scooter. I put together all the other bits and bobs on it and start making it look like a real scooter again. Like getting a proper battery, put the wheels on, put some covers on. We don't have a seat, but we'll sort that out. Fuel tank will get cleaned. The next thing we'll do is put on the front gear here, because then we will know how long the throttle cable needs to be, so we can get that made up so we can actually rev it. Very exciting stuff. I'll see you guys next time.